Hey y'all. Hopefully everybody had a great Christmas. Um I know that I did. I got cowboy chaps and um a VR for the PlayStation, um and nice shirts and new socks and stuff like that. And I got $100 gift card to Bass Pro, bought me a new hat, um a shirt, um, a, a a knife case, and the knife is in it. I'm not taking it out for this channel for right now, but the coolest thing about the knife case is that it goes on my belt. Um, every cowboy carries a knife, and a phone, a chain link wallet, a phone case. But the chaps that I got, they are leather, real leather, and really expensive, and all and stuff like that. I did get some new cowboy shirts, flannels, for when I go out. I got a new pair of pants, stuff like that, the whole 9 yards. And then today I went kayaking. I didn't fall into the water, so that's a blessing. Um, and stuff like that. I do now, as of right now, have 3 cowboy hats. One for yard work for when I do when I'm weed eating stuff around the ranch. I also got one for church and for going out to eating dinner and stuff like that. So, and then my all the time cowboy hat is right here on my head tonight for this channel. Um, and I am attempting to grow out a mullet. Hopefully soon. It'll be long enough to where I can go to the barber and get it shaved into a mullet and then just let it grow out into the mullet, um, and stuff like that. Um, but it's a blessing to be a cowboy. It's a blessing to have this career. I've been a cowboy for almost a long time now, and it's just you got to do with you got to work with your cattle, even if you don't. You know, it can be hard at times, but not that hard to where them cattle and them horses are not gonna be able to, and people call cattle the cattle is the same thing as cow, okay? And stuff like that. So if you guys are not familiar with saying uh cattle instead of saying cow, it's the same thing as cow, okay? Um there's your dairy cows, your beef cows, and stuff like that. Um, the dairy cows, they sell that they have they the dairy cows, they have what they call milk, okay? The beef cows are the cows that have meat and stuff like that, okay? So there's a difference in that. And your horses, they have to, technically work with what you got to have them work with, but not everything is going to be easy when it becomes as being a ranch hand or a rancher, okay? um and stuff like that. But there's a lot that you got to know when it comes into this, um into like being a ranch hand, like again, being a ranch hand or a rancher. You just got to know what you're doing. Now I'm gonna be straight up with you, okay? I don't always know what I'm doing when it comes to ranching and being a ranch hand, okay? And it's not easy, but because you got to get up early, do what you got to do. I'm talking 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or the latest 6 o'clock. I'm normally up by 6:30, and stuff like that. But you just gotta you just gotta go with the time that you get work and the time that you don't work. Okay, so so you're gonna be technically working from about 1 probably until about 5:30. Okay, somewhere around that. I only work a short shift, so about 3 or 4. I'm I'm off and I'm taking a shower. But that's just because I live on a ranch, so it's like you gotta do what you gotta do, and you gotta do it. So, and when you're a rancher, you just have to, the bottom line is you got to know what you're doing, and you want to also make sure that you're not what's it called, walking behind the horse, because that horse can actually kick you, and that's the same with a cow or um a pig. A pig could probably kick you. I've never been in that same, and you don't want to definitely not want to I'd rather not do this or see it be done, but I have seen it be done. Okay, somebody that I've known for so many years got in the same stall with them with that horse, and that horse freaked out, and the person that was in the same stall as that horse got hurt pretty bad and pretty injured. So I do not recommend that you get in the same stall as the horse when you're trying to do what you got to do. So always, when you're taking the saddle off or whatever you may be doing, do it outside of the stable. Do not get in the stable with them, especially if you're getting them in and out of there. Don't get in the stable with them. If you're trying to get the food ready, get the horse out of the stable, put the food in there, the horse feed or whatever you may feed your horse, and just put the feed in there and put the horse right back in there. Don't go in the same stall as the horse. That's just how I've done it. I've got my horse out, put the feed in there, and you know, and put the horse right back in. You just don't want to get in the same stall as the horse. You'll get, you'll just get hurt. And not to mention, you're looking for an an accident to happen. So, like I said, safety first. Especially if you're trying to jump a horse over what they call those things that they have in a horse field. You want to wear a helmet. You don't want to wear one of these, just in case if you fall off the horse. You want to wear something to protect your head. A cowboy hat's not going to protect your head from if you fall off the horse. But if you do fall off a horse, what do? You get back on it. But if you're too injured, don't ride again. Find somebody else to ride for you or something. So safety, well, again, safety first when it comes to doing what you got to do and stuff like that. So at all times, safety comes first when you're either on a horse or riding. It just takes some. It's a matter of time for something bad to happen. Okay. Um. Again, I wore some jeans and slides and went kayaking. Okay. But before I had some jeans, a shirt, and cowboy boots on, getting ready to go kayaking. And the guy got here and he said, "Go change your shoes. It's a water tournament or something." Good evening. Hello, Nancy. So I went in here, changed my shoes out of cowboy boots and put slides on. We went kayaking today, and then I nearly fell in, but luckily I saved my fall and stayed in the kayak because I think if you fall in the water, it's hard to get back on the kayak. But the day was fun, so it's all good. Holidays was good. I got a lot of good stuff. What I am actually playing with is my knife case that my knife is actually in right now, and uh, just opening and closing it. It's not Velcro. It's just a simple button up. The knife itself is pretty cute. It's got a cute blade on it. I could have it either way, either on my pocket or in this. And like I said before at the beginning of the video, it goes right on my belt. If my belt is on, it is it just slides on there and slides off pretty easy. Another thing I got was a Bass Pro shirt and a $100 gift card to Bass Pro, and that's how I got the cowboy hat and the shirt. The shirt's a 2X. I just got it in the dirty clothes hamper right now because it needs to be washed again. It's what I wore when I went kayaking, and apparently I used this today too. Well, I didn't use it, but it was on my belt today. Pretty good. So, my last day off tomorrow. Go back and work with Scout, with the horses, and stuff like that. Monday. So, my last day off tomorrow. Not too happy about it, but it's money, and it's back to working 3 days or 4 days a week, Monday through Friday. So. And I got chaps, what cowboys always wear over their jeans. And they're leather. And they do get hot. I'm going to tell you that now. Because with them being leather, real leather, they do get hot. But see, I fight with cattle. I help all my people that I work with fight with cattle. I check fences and everything. That's the main thing that's of this business or this career is I have to wake up, go there, and check the fences every morning, and technically go and lasso some cattle and stuff, and that's not easy. The chaps, I'm actually looking at them right now. Some of the ones that I have seen go through the belt piece goes through your belt loop, but the ones that I got, they have a belt type of thing, and it just hooks in the front of you, so you don't have to go through the back because you can't really see what's back there. So I got the ones that go in front. I do have 3 sets of cowboy hats now, so I'm good for a while. I got one that I could work and weed eat around in. I got one for church and one that I can have for everyday riding or horseback riding. It's a pretty good inside. It's got a pretty good tie on it. And I want to say it says made here in let me see. It's an American hat, but I want to say that the hat itself was made in China because almost everything is made in China. So I'm pretty sure this hat was made there. The third one that I got is in the corner, and then the one that I already had is like a little bit behind me where my guitar's at. I also have what do they call them things? It's not a belt, it's something else. You can wear it over your flannel shirts, and it keeps your pants up, and it's got 2 little things on it, 2 little clips, one in the back and one in the front. I cannot think of the name right now, but I do have those. They're not overalls, so, but I could always get them and show them to you. But I'm going to first start out with my chaps that I got for Christmas. And they're right over here in reach. I have these. Here's my boots anyway. People's already seen them. But I am also trying for my birthday to get spurs. And what the spurs do is they go over top and somewhere behind here, they connect and you can spur the horse or whatever. I'm not a big fan, but I much rather have them on my shoe for decoration when I'm walking around checking fences and doing stuff with these horses. Now, moving on to the next thing that I did get for Christmas is these. They're a 2X, large, and like I said, it's just got a belt and it hooks up to the front of you. I am not going to put them on now. It is just too late to do that, and I'm already in my pajamas. So it would kind of look ridiculous if I put them on over my pajamas. But that is what they look like. If I can straighten them out. Because it's actually got a tie to where it's actually adjustable. 2 little holes. Where's the tag so you guys could see? I don't know if you guys can see that. That's what they are. And they are called chaps. Again, at the bottom, they make it really simple. You can unclip it down here at the leg and put your shoes over and then rebutton them. That's the belt itself, and it just goes into the front of you, goes through. Pockets are zip up and button up. So there's two sets of pockets. You got zip up and you got button up. Those are pretty cool there. The other thing I was talking about, so I can get it, are these things. You can wear these over your flannel shirt, and both of these clips, front and back, is also what I got. So, and everybody that I basically work with wears these. So, the nice flannel shirts that I got for church and stuff are in my closet. I'm going to grab them out here in a second. But again, I hope everybody's holiday went well. I did get a brand new pair of bathing suit bottoms, and those are right here in reach with palm trees on them. The Cowboy shirts, I got 2 of those, and they are really cute. I will tell you guys that they are cute. So one of them is right here, and the guy's wearing chaps just like I got. It's even on the back of the shirt. And then there's that really cute one. The new pair of pants that I got are black. I got a new fishing shirt as well. It's even on the front and back. Let me see if I can get the picture in there. And then it's on the back as well. Had a wonderful Christmas. I'm really, really happy with it. And then I'm going to give my aunt a shout out because she actually did a wonderful job. She actually got me 2 pajama shirts that are cowboyed, and they have pistols on each one. And they will be right here. I just have to fold them back up and put them back, but that won't be so hard to do. The first one that I got early was this one. This was my early Christmas present. It's even got the, like I said, the pistol on the front with the holster. And on the back, there's two little buttons. That was that one. And then I have my other one, which will be right here. And it's the same as that one, but a little different. Firearm, or the pistol, and then there's a police badge right in the front. Sheriff in town. And then the little clips. I made out like a bandit, I will say that. And again, I will have to give my aunt a shout out because she did a wonderful job. And she was trying to figure out what all I wanted. And that was wonderful. I also got a VR for the PlayStation. And that just really goes over your face, and you can play the PlayStation off the TV. It's really not good for your eyes, but it's actually what the VR actually is. It's a virtual reality something, and it's just like I said, a VR. You can watch movies on it and all that good stuff. So and I got some new socks and something else with those socks. So and that's about all I got, really. I don't see anything else hanging. Oh, and this shirt's new too. My family member got me this shirt when he came over on Christmas Day. And Christmas Eve, I opened some of my presents. And that's the shirts and stuff that I got. And I just showed. And then a little bit after Christmas Day, which was Friday, I went to Bass Pro, got my new hat, my shirt, and my knife case, and the knife. And that's in here. I guess I could let you guys take a little sneak peek of it. It's red, and like I said, the knife has a little clip. I can have it on my pocket for a pocket knife, or I can have it in this and have it on my belt. I find it a lot easier that it's in this and on my side, just because all I really got to do is pop that off and get it out, and pop it open and then get it out, and yeah, it's pretty easy. The only reason why I say I like it in here better is because if it's on your pocket, it's easy for you to lose. And this is just right there on your side and with the knife in it. So I'm going to let you guys get a little sneak peek of it. And it's so cute. It's small. And it's got a little thing on it, like I said. And I'm going to say that it's really, really sharp. It's just, you got to be careful with it. And that's just a little sneak peek of that. I just hope to continue being a cowboy. I hope to continue growing it and hopefully make enough money to where I can actually buy my own horse one of these days. I know that a horse is actually a lot of responsibilities, but I actually kind of want my own horse to ride around the neighborhood or ride around the yards. Um, it's just I don't know as much as riding around the neighborhood because if I get hit or my horse gets hit by a car or me, uh, it just wouldn't end well. So probably I would ride it around my yard, and buy stables or build a stable and put my horse in it. That's something I would do before I bought a horse. But the main thing is to make sure all of the horses are fed and making sure everything's been done and stuff like that. But I know that if I was to buy a horse, there was going to be a lot of responsibilities for it, and you got to get up early, do it, muck out the stalls, clean them out, brush their hair, give them a bath. I know there's a lot to do with the horse, but I kind of in my day, I want, or in my dream, or whatever it can be, is get my own horse and buy for it and pay for it. But I know that there's a lot to that you got to do. Like you got to buy your own, horse feed. Make sure you have the right water for it. Uh, find the right vet for it that will come out, and it's just a whole ordeal. But it's just something that I'm actually wanting to do is have my own horse one day. I won't have to work nowhere. I just have my own. But it just be what it is, and you just got to go with that flow, like I tell everybody. It's good to have dreams. It's good to have ideas. It's also it's good to have what's it called that I'm looking that word I'm looking for, imaginaries. Um, kind of like what I kind of do is ride my bike around the neighborhood, get a Bluetooth speaker, put an engine on the back of the bike, motor sounds or whatever from a truck, put it on my bike and just drive around the neighborhood. That's my imaginary. Is that my bike is a truck. And sometimes I'll hook my keys up to it and act like I'm starting it. That's just what I do. I'm still in my eyes. I'm still young and I'm still a kid. So I do what kids do. Have imaginary. The only thing that I will say that I am not ready for is a wife and a kid. That's just there's still time, but I'm not rushing my life away. I'm not getting any older. I'm still young. So that's just how I like to look at it. And a lot of people like to say that you don't stay young forever, but that's me just saying that I want to stay young. So, and it's not easy to do what people do and stuff like that. And I will say that my one dream was to be a bull rider. But now that I picture it, one of my dreams that I do want to do, like full time, is bronc ride. I want to ride a bronc. And what that is, it's a horse that kicks. It tries to buck you off. And you got to stay on there for a good 30 minutes or so. And a lot of people don't do it if they're on a bull. They don't stay on there 30 minutes or longer if they're on a bull. But I do want my full-time dream is to be a bronc rider. Getting on a horse that'll try to buck you off. That's the one thing that I want to do. And on top of that, that's what made me get those chaps that I got for Christmas. Is because I want to be a bronc rider. And a lot of people will say to me, "Is that the same thing as being a bronco rider?" I'm like, "No, way different. Way different. There's no bronco riders. It's just called a bronc, a horse that tries to kick and does kick, but tries to throw you off. It's one. I might be crazy, but in a way I am. But that's just part of my dream is to be a bronc rider. And I know that you can get injured from it, but you can get just about in this lifetime. You can get injured from just about anything. Football, soccer, baseball, softball, basketball. I'm not a big fan on basketball, but college ball and all that stuff, but it's easy. But what's not easy is being a cowboy. And you just got to have I'm just going to tell y'all, there's always careers out there. If you're looking for a career, there's always careers out there. But, I quit landscaping for one reason: it's too hot. And the other reason is that when there's winter, there's nothing growing. But summertime, the grass grows nonstop. So you're constantly just mowing and doing what you got to do. But, I loved it. I'm going to tell you that I loved landscaping. I love doing everything, but I don't want to do it anymore. So that's why I just come as being a cowboy. Do I get paid from it? It's not minimum wage, okay? But you got to do what you got to do. But being a cowboy is not paying you minimum wage. Landscape doesn't do it. But you know what would? And it's got good benefits? Publix. But I would never work there. I just that's just me. I would never work there. Um, but yeah. We're just gonna cut this short. I was gonna do until about 7. Actually, I want to actually just talk about something briefly. Um, when when somebody actually says that you're not something, or you tell them that you are something, and they say, "Oh, you aren't something," even though you say something and it's not true, just ignore that. Okay, just ignore that full time, because you don't have to listen to that. And you also, if they're saying, "Oh, uh, you don't know how to kayak, or you can't kayak because it's during wintertime," you can do it, you know. But you just So being a cowboy is something that I'm going to continue doing, and wearing these chaps and wearing cowboy boots and stuff like that, and these flannel shirts, and when I wear a flannel shirt, I wear two shirts underneath, just because that's what it's okay. And sometimes if I'm wearing just a regular old shirt, I wear two shirts still. But the only thing I don't do is wear a white t-shirt and then wear two shirts underneath it, because there's no reason to wear two shirts. But for a flannel shirt and whatever else, I just go with it. But tomorrow I'm wearing uh, a work shirt with well, it used to be a work shirt when I did landscaping, but I'm wearing it tomorrow with bathing suits, and with the bathing suit bottom and slides, and me and my buddy are gonna go kayaking again, hopefully. It just you just got to go with that flow, like I said. Go with it, and it, I'm still learning my low cabs, and I'm still learning my categories, or whatever you want to call it, but mostly stuff like that. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention, that for a cowboy truck that I'm really wanting to grow to, is a dually. But it's like, why do they not put, if they call it a dually and they put two tires in the back, why don't they put two tires in the front? Well, ain't nobody gonna be able to answer that, because there ain't no mechanic. You know what I mean? And if somebody does, comment down and tell them why, or whatever, I'll be surprised. But ain't nobody gonna answer why they put two tires in the back and they don't put two tires in the front. I think it just makes the truck slower. But when my uncle plays GTA or whatever, or Grand Theft Auto, he says that when my hood comes off or whatever, it just makes the truck go, or the car go faster. That's not always true. But it is what it is. And I am gonna actually listen to some cowboy music on YouTube, kick back and relax because I was on the water some of the day. Didn't flip or anything, but I about ran my buddy off the kayak today, and I said, "Look out!" And he's like, "Holy cow, man! Don't do that!" And he pushes my kayak to the other direction because I almost ran him in. I almost ran into him and knocked him off the kayak. You know, and so yeah, it's called pay attention next time and don't run off your buddy off of a kayak. But you got to do what you got to do and whatever. So Um, I'm just hoping everybody's Christmas was well. I appreciate y'all watching me tonight. Yo, Cowboy will probably be back on in a few days or whatever. I'm just sorry it's been so long. Um, I shouldn't have waited this long, but see, I just needed some time to depress from uh or yeah, depressed from Christmas and stuff like that before I got on here to talk again. But I'm pretty sure I'll be back on here before New Year's. But if anybody's watching the ball drop, I wish you all luck on that and welcome to 2026. Because we're no longer gonna be in 2025, and when 2025 ends, man, I'm gonna still be doing these live videos in 2026, all the way up until the next year, 2027 and 2028, and all those other ones. I'll be doing live, and it's gonna be a blessing whenever I got 100 and something people on here watching me. I could use some more likes and subscribes, and if you're on here right now watching me, I say share this YouTube video, share whatever ones I got out. Maybe the YouTube shorts, you can show them off and get some likes and subscribe on them. And don't forget that there's one video from the store, the corner store that doesn't sell gas, and I come out and fell with a 12 pack of Diet Cokes. You know, I was wearing slides that day and didn't have no traction, so I just fell. My sister all freaking out. But that's on there on YouTube short. You just got to look for it. And y'all have a good one, and I appreciate, and I'll be back on here and uh, keep on growing and keep on trucking with being a cowboy. Just do it all. And there's plenty, like I said, there's plenty of jobs out there that you guys can handle and take care of. Uh, this career might not be for you if you're not interested in being a cowboy or a cowgirl, but it's always going to be a welcome here and a welcome there. But you just got to do what you got to do and just go with it and learn how to lasso, and that's really good. When it comes to that. But for the main thing that I really want to learn is how to ride a bronc and stuff like that, and that thing will just kick you right off or buck you off or whatever. But you just if it does that, you just get ready for your next win or whatever. Um, the one thing I also wanted to do was be a NASCAR driver, and somebody told me I should have started that a long time ago, but I wasn't born back then. So um, anyway, I wish you guys all the best and happy holidays, and I'll see you back on here sometime. I'm hoping before the New Year's. If not, I could be busy but I could be on here after New Year's. So like I was after a few days after Christmas, or however long it's been since you guys seen me on here. But I wish you all luck and just you know have faith in the Lord and have faith in the God and God will point you in the right direction if you're looking for a career. All right, guys. Hee haw. Uh, I'll see you when the sun rises. And I'll see you if you ever got a horse and you're horseback riding. I'll see you then too. All right, y'all. You have a good night.